Hello all, welcome to the Mastering Up YouTube channel. Today in our classes in Foundations in Plant Physiology and Anatomy, we are going to discuss about the permanent plant tissues and their functions. So let's start with our class. Basically, as we always do, let's start with the introduction. So these permanent plant tissues and their function is what we are going to study in this class, and through this we are understanding the structure and roles of the plant tissues. Okay, previously we studied about the simple tissues and permanent tissues are there. Today we will be discussing, as I already told, permanent tissue. Its definition is permanent plant tissues are made up of cells that have completed their differentiation and have specific functions in the plant. Okay, so the meristematic tissue that helps in the growth and the permanent tissue that is present, that it forms after the plant has completed its growth. So they have specific functions, separate functions are there for the permanent plant tissues. Now the importance is its understanding these tissues is crucial for the studies in botany, agriculture and horticulture, as they influence the plant growth, structure and productivity. Okay, so basically this is the importance and definition of the permanent plant tissue. Now let's start with the classification. Here you have classified the permanent plant tissue into two types. Before that, let's just look at this table. Look at this division. Plant tissues are of two types. Simple, you can say meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. This we already discussed in the previous class, but let's just look into this again. Meristematic tissue, this one, it helps during the growth phase, for the growth of the plant. So when the plant attains the growth, different organs will do different functions and all. So these functions and all, they require a tissue set that needs to work on specific functions. So this was done by permanent tissues. There are two types: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. So in simple permanent tissue, it's again divided into three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And the complex permanent tissue is of two types: xylem and phloem. So this each type has distinct structure and functions that contribute to their overall health and functionality of the plant. Okay, so this we will study about this part, this whole permanent tissue. This part we will be studying in this class. So let's start again. Okay, so the permanent tissue, we already told you there are two types. Main types, or you call it simple permanent tissues, they are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And the vascular tissues, or you can say the complex permanent tissue, that is xylem and phloem. Here xylem, this one we already know, this is the very basic, that is xylem that transport water and minerals, and phloem transports organic nutrients. Okay, so here again I'm showing you this table. Just look at it or take a screenshot or something. Okay, so now let's go to the, we will study about each of these permanent tissues. They are basically what is their function and what is their structure, where is the location and all. Okay, first of all, let's start with a simple permanent tissue. Okay, so let's start with the simple permanent tissue. So basically these tissues are found in the soft parts of the plants, such as roots, stem, leaves and flowers. Okay, and so simple permanent tissues, that parenchyma will be present in the loose part, the soft part of the plants. So let's start with the structure. It is composed of living cells with thin flexible cell walls and large central vacuoles and numerous intercellular spaces. Okay, so these parenchyma, they have numerous intercellular spaces, that is, they have a large vacuole space in between them. That's why they are flexible, they are thin, they are present in the soft parts. Now coming to the functions of parenchyma: storage, photosynthesis, wound repair and transport are the functions of parenchyma. So in the storage, they store starch, oils and water in various plant parts. During photosynthesis in green parenchyma, that is in leaves, facilitate photosynthesis. Now the wound repair involved in the healing and regeneration of tissues. Transport acts in the transport of water, nutrients and metabolites within the plant. So these are the functions of the parenchyma. Now coming to the collenchyma, so this is the microscopic views are also present, pictures are also present. So here you can see large vacuoles are present, right? Now let's go to Collenchyma. So they are usually found in the petioles or stems and usually and leaf stalks. So they are usually present in these parts. So the structure is living cell characterized by unevenly thickened cell walls. Okay, so the cell walls of this collenchyma, they are unevenly thickened. Some spaces they have thin cell walls, some have large cell wall. That is what is being said by structure of collenchyma. Now the function is support and growth facilitation. So during the support, it provides structural support while allowing flexibility. So they provide a support, they provide a structural support, but also they are flexible and enabling the plants to withstand mechanical stresses. Okay, so why they need to be flexible is because just imagine a tree standing here, and when the wind blows, right, the tree must bend, otherwise it will break. So that's why for the structural support, flexibility is very important. So the this collenchyma provides the flexibility and also the structural support. They provide the structural support by allowing the flexibility of the plant. Okay, now enabling the plants to withstand the mechanical stresses. Now growth facilitation is commonly found in young and growing tissues, aiding in the development of stem and leaves. Okay, they are present in young tissues, so they help in the development of the trees and leaves when the plant is growing. Now next is sclerenchyma. They are present in the stems, around the vascular bundles, in the veins of the leaves and hard covering of the fruit, seeds and nuts. Now structure, it is composed of dead cells at maturity with thick lignified cell walls. Okay, so the sclerenchyma, they are made up of dead cells at maturity with thick lignified cell walls. So the cell walls of the sclerenchyma are very thick. You can see here there are thick cell walls are around the cells. Now two main types are there: fibers, elongated and scleroid, short and varied shapes. So elongated and short varied shape sclerenchymas are present. Now the function includes strength and rigidity. It provides hard and strong support to various parts of the plants. As you see, they are present on the hard covering of the fruits, seeds and nuts, etc. So they should be hard and rigid. So they provide the hard and strong support to various parts of the plant. Now it also helps in the protection. Commonly found in seeds and nuts, providing defense against herbivores and environmental stresses. Okay, so basically the coconut husk, here I have added one more point. So the coconut husk is also made up of the same kind of tissue. Okay, so you can see here the coconut husk is also made up of this sclerenchyma. Functions include the strength and rigidity and protection. Now the simple permanent tissue. Again, let's just look an overview. We have parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. You can see the structure. See the vacuoles are present. Thickened cell walls, uneven cell wall, thick and rigid cell wall are present. So this is here, from this you can see that very thick, and this is non-living dead tissues, and this is living. So these two are living. Okay, so here it's the three kinds of simple permanent tissues. Okay, that's all. We have the cross section and longitudinal views of the cell. Now let's go to our complex permanent tissue, that is xylem and phloem. So this one we already basically studied about this one. So the xylem, they are comprised of the vessel elements, short and wide. So vessel elements, xylem is made up of different kinds of structures. First of all, vessel elements, they are short and wide, and tracheids, they are long and narrow for water conduction, and contains parenchyma and fibers for support. Okay, so the vessels and tracheids are for water conduction, and parenchyma and fibers are for the support. So that's with the structure. This structure and all we already discussed in the previous classes. The function include water transport and structural support. During water transport, it conducts water and dissolved minerals from root to aerial parts of the plants through capillary action. And the structure supporting node, the lignified walls provide rigidity, helping to maintain the structure of stem and branches. Okay, when the water is being transported, the support of the stems and branches should be keep in mind, because when a function is happening through that place, when a transport is happening, so it is very important that the stem and branches should be very strong. That's why this xylem also helps to provide the structural support to the plants. Now coming to the phloem, it is composed of sieve tube elements for the transport and companion cells for metabolic supports. Okay, so the metabolic supports are, it also contains fibers and parenchyma cells for the structural support, but also sieve tube is for transport, companion cell for metabolic support, and fibers and parenchyma are for the structural support. Now the functions include nutrient transport, support for the growth. So the nutrient transport, it transports organic compounds, mainly sugars, produced during the photosynthesis from leaves to other parts of the plant. And support for the growth is that supplies the necessary nutrients for the growth and development. So this is the structure of xylem and phloem. I already told you xylem, they have perforations. Okay, both the xylem and phloem have spaces for the transport of these nutrients as well as the water. So the vessel members are present, tracheids and fibers are present in the phloem companion cells. Here you can see these are the sieve tubes, sieve elements, and these are the companion cells that provides the metabolic support. And these are fibers present. Okay, fibers, tracheids here, and we have sieve tube and companion cells. So these are the structure of xylem and phloem. So that was with the permanent tissues. Let's have a conclusion. Key points to notice that permanent tissues are essential for the plant structure and function. Each type of tissues has a unique characteristic and role. Okay, so the parenchyma, they are there for the storage, photosynthesis and healing. Collenchyma is for the support and flexibility. Sclerenchyma is for the strength and protection. These three are the simple permanent tissues, and now xylem for the water and mineral transport, phloem for the nutrient transport. Okay, so these two are the complex permanent tissues. Now the significance of this permanent tissue is that it helps in understanding this. Understanding this tissue aids in the study of the plant health, development and agricultural practices. So studying about this is also very important. And what we say now, that's all with the conclusion. Let's just again look into what we have already learned. Just let's have a quick recap of the classes we had. Okay, first of all, we studied about the importance and definitions. Okay, so they are made up of these tissues are made completely after the growth. So their specific functions are being present for each type of tissues. Okay, now the importance is it helps in the growth, structure and productivity of the plants. Now the basic classification is there. Plant tissues, meristematic tissue is there, permanent tissue is there. So here the point of interest is permanent tissues, so just look into that. Simple permanent tissues are there, complex permanent tissues are there. Simple permanent tissues contains parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissues have xylem and phloem, and each type have their different structures and functions. Now the parenchyma, they are present on the soft parts of the plants, so they are flexible. The cell is flexible, thin and flexible. They have large spaces and intercellular spaces and large vacuoles in them. So their functions are storage, photosynthesis, wound repair and transport. Now the next one is collenchyma. They are present, collenchyma. They are present in the petioles and leaf stalks. So they are characterized by unevenly thickened cell walls are present in collenchyma, and their function includes support and growth facilitation. Now the sclerenchyma, they are present in the stems around the vascular bundles, in the veins of the leaves and the hard covering of the fruit, seeds and nuts. So the cell wall is very thickened and lignified cell wall is present for the sclerenchyma. Two types of sclerenchyma are there, fibers and scleroids. The functions include the strength and rigidity and protection. So this is the structure of the cross section and longitudinal structure of parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Here you can see uneven thickness of the cell wall, lignified cell wall and intercellular spaces and large vacuoles here. Okay, now let's come to the complex permanent tissue that includes xylem and phloem. Xylem have different elements for the water conduction. They have vessel elements and tracheids, and parenchyma fibers are present for the support, and the functions include water transport and structural support. Now the phloem, it is composed of sieve tube elements and companion cells. Sieve tube is for the transport, companion cells provide the metabolic support, and they also contains fibers and parenchyma for other supports. The functions include nutrient transports and growth for support for the growth. So this is the structure of xylem and phloem, and this structure we already discussed in the previous class, and we already discussed in this class also. Now the conclusion, coming to the conclusion, we already discussed the permanent tissues are essential for the plant structure and function. And also let's just again look into that one. Parenchyma, the unique characteristics of each permanent tissue is parenchyma storage, photosynthesis, healing. Collenchyma support and flexibility. Sclerenchyma strength and protection. Xylem water and mineral transport. Phloem nutrient transport. So that's all with our class. The significance is that it helps in studying the health development, and this studies helps in the plant health development and agricultural practices. Okay, so that's all with our class. I hope you studied, I hope you learned something. Okay, so let's just meet in the next class.